When I looked at it, I thought, wait a minute, that's not what I wrote.
She paid her state DOT speeding ticket with a check, and then she found out her check was altered. What Barbara Madison wrote in the payable line was removed or covered and replaced with a series of numbers.
Madison was one of 25,000 drivers caught by the DOT's automated speed radar on 490 downtown. Chief investigative reporter Berkeley Breen has done a whole series on these tickets and thought he saw it all until Madison showed him an image of that altered check.
When that ticket arrived in the mail, what did you think?
I had no idea they were doing this.
Barbara Madison was caught by the speed radar on top of that state SUV. It was parked at a work zone on 490 downtown throughout the fall. Madison was caught going 11 miles an hour over the 40-mile-an-hour speed limit. The ticket was $50.
I just decided I couldn't fight it. Didn't want to fight it. I was probably guilty.
So you decided, I'm just going to pay the fine, and you wrote them a check.
Yes.
The DOT's website says to write NYS Work Zone Speed Enforcement Program on the check. Madison's records indicate she wrote NYS Work Zone Speed.
But close enough.
It's close enough to let me know that that's what the check was for.
Madison mailed the check to the state's third-party vendor in Philadelphia. It got a stamped endorsement. But when Madison looked at the check after it was cashed, this is what she saw. Her payable line was changed to a series of numbers. This is where Barbara Madison got her ticket. At the time, so from September through the beginning of November, the state DOT radar SUV was right around the bend here on 490 downtown. It ticketed 25,000 drivers in 26 days. I started investigating, and I talked to driver after driver who got a ticket. The system lets people pay online or over the phone with a surcharge. Madison took the mail option, and she says her check came back changed.
That's the way I was brought up. You can't alter a check.
So if you paid one of those DOT speeding tickets by check, go into your account tonight and see what it looks like. Now, late last week, the state DOT told me it is looking into this with its third-party vendor in Philly. I told them several times this week, we're doing the story tonight, but their answer hasn't changed.
Wow.
Is this even legal?
Yeah.
Well, if you were writing a check to Deanna and it dropped on the floor and I picked it up and I scratched out her name and put my name in, that is flat-out fraud.
Right.
That is illegal. And I talked to a bank, senior bank official locally, and he said to me that changing the payable part of a check is not legal, but he thinks he understands maybe what the state is doing. They got thousands and thousands of these checks,
Oh, yeah.
and maybe they needed to put these numbers on here to help them with electronic filing. When that radar was downtown on 490,
Oh, yeah.
they issued so many checks that the state collected at least $1.2 million in fines.
Okay, yeah, they got part of my money because I got one of those tickets.
How did
And
you pay?
I paid online because it was so easy to pay online.
There you go. So
Yeah.
one of the things we don't know is how many of these were paid by check. It's got to be more than one.
Right.
Most people did it online. But again, if you paid by check, check that check out tonight.
All right.
Thanks,
Thanks
Bert.
so
You
got it.
much.